Good afternoon, and welcome to the long-awaited graduation ceremony for Arizona State Trooper Academy Class 547. I am Major Bill Beck, Commander of the Management Services Bureau. It is my honor to be your Master of Ceremonies today. We hope you're as excited as we are to celebrate our newest Arizona State Troopers from Class 547. We are thankful for the technology to live stream this event for family and friends who could not join us in person today. At this time, I will ask that the doorway and center aisle be cleared so that the class may enter. Please hold your applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Arizona State Trooper Academy Class 547. Please remain standing as the Arizona Department of Public Safety Honor Guard presents our nation's colors and Pastor Ken Anderson sings our national anthem.
Stand by! Troopers, color guard, and all uniform personnel, out 10, hut! Color guard, carry, code, forward, march! Prepare to post. Post. Color. Freeze it. On.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order! On! Ready! Face! Forward! March!
Today's invocation will be given by Living Word Bible Church Ahwatukee lead pastor Jeff Zubik.
Good afternoon. You may be seated. Firstly, I want to thank you for the honor of being here to do this today. And I'd like to say congratulations to these graduates. You have worked hard and studied to reach this culmination of one season and to launch into a new season. And secondly, and most importantly, thank you. There may be many different faiths represented here today and many different beliefs, but I always like to find the common ground. And today, this is the common principle that we all stand for, and that is what Scripture says in John 15:13, that greater love hath no man than he lay his life down for his friend. I'm speaking to a room full of servants today, and as all of you have made a decision to serve your community. You didn't choose your career path as a path to wealth. You chose it for something far more important, a path to fulfillment. Many people may lie in their beds at night wondering if what they do makes a difference, and none of you should ever have to wonder that thing. In Matthew 20:26, Jesus makes a profound statement in which he says that the path to true greatness is the path of servanthood. And I know then, because of that, I am in the presence of greatness today because I'm in the presence of servants. And I want you to know that, even that if all of us in the community don't always do the best job of affirming that in you, that I believe our Heavenly Father sees. I encourage you to look to Him when you need that reminder that you're truly making a difference in this world. Again, I thank you. Now let us pray. Almighty God, whose power is great and your eternal wisdom holds this universe together, I ask you to watch over these courageous public servants. Give them strength, courage, and perseverance to endure the mental and physical pressures in which they will face. Give them wisdom beyond even their own knowledge and understanding, and to always know what to do and what not to do, where to step, where to avoid, what to say, and when to listen. Dear God, grant these brave men and women your almighty protection. Unite them safely with their families and loved ones after each day's duty. We place them in your loving care because their duty is dangerous. They lay their lives down and their safety on the line for our lives and for our safety, for which we are exceedingly grateful. Father, let them always know and feel the gratitude of all of us in their community. We ask these things in the name of our Lord. Amen.
Please take your seats. As we begin today's ceremony, I would like to introduce you to our department's senior executive leadership. The Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Colonel Heston Silbert. The Deputy Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Lieutenant Colonel Ken Hunter. Assistant Director for the Highway Patrol Division, Lieutenant Colonel Jenna Mitchell. Assistant Director for the Criminal Investigations Division, Lieutenant Colonel Destin Coleman. Assistant Director for the Agency Support Division, Lieutenant Colonel Danny Lugo. And Assistant Director for the Technical Services Division, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Chung. It is my great honor today to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Zach Altman. Mr. Altman was born and raised in the Phoenix area, drawn to law enforcement at a young age. He volunteered as a police explorer with the Scottsdale Police Department from 2004 to 2007. In 2008, he graduated with honors from Arizona State University. Zach started law school in 2009 at the Phoenix School of Law. During his second year of law school, Zach became a legal intern in the Gilbert Prosecutor's Office. After graduating from law school and passing the Arizona bar exam in 2013, Zach was hired as an assistant town prosecutor for the Gilbert Prosecutor's Office, where he forged a strong bond between the Gilbert Police Department and the Prosecutor's Office. In 2015, he was selected as Arizona Prosecuting Attorney Advisory Council's Rising Star Prosecutor of the Year. In April of 2021, Zach was hired as the Gilbert Public Safety Legal Advisor, where he advises the Gilbert Police Department and Gilbert Fire and Rescue Department. Zach still prosecutes cases for the Gilbert Prosecutor's Office and has also begun prosecuting cases for the Tempe Prosecutor's Office for their weekend initial court appearances. Due to his love of teaching law enforcement regarding law and legal matters, Zach began as an instructor at the Phoenix Regional Police Academy in 2017. He has taught at least one course for every class of recruits since Class 505, including each State Trooper Academy class since 508. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Altman.
Thank you, Major Beck. I met Class 547 back in April. At the time, they were wearing white dress shirts, which we affectionately called a penguin suit. White dress shirts, a black tie, black pants, polished boots, and not a single piece of extra thread, hair, or lint affixed to any of it. This was just a few days after what can only be described as a warm welcome from their staff in the parking lot of the academy. Remember way back when that happened, class? 800 short weeks ago, right? I was there to teach them laws of arrest, a 15-hour block of training of who, what, where, when, why, and how to arrest people. Next, I taught them search and seizure, another 18 hours together. And then later I came back and I taught them rules of evidence for another 6 hours together. Class, the pride you feel right now is shared by me and everyone else in this room. I went to law school in 2009, and I'll never forget the amazing work done by one of our school's professors. You see, it had nothing to do with the law. Instead, it had everything to do with life. Prior to the first day of school, they hosted something of a family night. The students and whoever they lived with were invited. When my girlfriend and I arrived, they quickly separated us into a room for the students and a room for their support systems. I'm sure the student room was something like day one at the academy, except without the yelling, without the running, the carrying, the sitting in the invisible chair, or the all-around sweating done day one at the academy. I don't exactly know when I found out what happened in the family room, but my girlfriend disclosed at some point the following. A professor explained the extremely high expectations the school had for us and the stress we were going to immediately feel that would last for at least the 3 years of law school. He explained that we would be too busy to run errands, too busy for chores, too busy for really anything except reading, writing, and studying for tests in school. He explained that emotionally the students were going to change. We were being taught to think critically and to argue. And if any of you are or know attorneys, you know there is little to nothing we won't argue about, even if it's just for the sake of arguing. He begged our family members to cut us some slack, a lot of slack, and then even more slack, and not to nag us or stress us out. This man was a hero. When I learned about the heroic efforts he made, I knew that someday I would pay that forward to somebody else. And for graduating class 547, here goes. Your loved one sitting here in silver tan has been too stressed for errands, too stressed for chores, and etc. And even though you have cut them slack, and they thank you for it, and I thank you for it, please cut them some more slack. Soon they will be taking what feels like 800 short weeks of training and implementing it all at once into real life. They haven't been taught to argue like I was, needlessly or otherwise. But you have probably seen them change emotionally and physically. It is part of the process. When they are with you in the car and emphatically point out another car and explain, violation, not on my highway, just smile and nod. When they point out where a Quick Trip is and talk about the fountain drinks that they got there, pretend to be interested. And when they come home tired and depressed, love them. You see, academies or schools are around to teach the basics and to mold people, sometimes into doctors, sometimes into lawyers, and sometimes into state troopers. Everything is done for a purpose, but it may be days, weeks, months, or even years before the students realize what that purpose truly was. You are never too old or too wise to continue learning. For members of Class 547, remember your initial essays from the academy? One was about why you wanted to be a state trooper. I hope you saved a copy. I encourage you to read it. Carry it with you or in your patrol vehicle. Never forget why you put on the uniform. None of you said you wanted to do it for the money, for fame or respect, or to shoot guns, drive cars fast, and throw bad guys in jail. Many of you said things like to help people, to be a voice for victims, and to hold criminals accountable. Be the Arizona State Trooper that would make your former self of Academy Week 1 proud, and do your job. Do the right thing for the right reason, and don't spend more effort getting out of work than just doing the work. I contacted some of our senior officers and some recently retired ones. I told them about this speech and asked if they had any words of wisdom for you all, and here is what they said. When you can, just try to be nice to people. So many times we are left with no choice but to be direct and authoritative when in urgent or emergent circumstances. Make a legitimate effort to simply be nice to people when you can, and remind yourself daily of that goal at the beginning of every shift. Don't lie or minimize when you do something wrong. Accept you made a mistake and take whatever consequences you deserve. It will work out much better for you than if you get jammed up for lying. That could end your career. In the academy, you are taught about officer safety, command presence, taking control, making the scene safe, and going home at night. You will be looked at, judged, scrutinized, and it is stressful. Listen more. Not just hear, but actually listen. The earlier in your career, the better. Really develop skills to listen to people, not just victims, but listen to the suspects or the defendants with empathy too. When you ask them why they were speeding, the person may tell you that they are experiencing something horrible, and it may not get them out of a ticket. But listen, make that person feel heard. Make them feel like you are a human, because you are. You are not robots, and while you can't spend 10 hours on every traffic stop, don't just explain something as quickly as you can just because you had to. Explain it so people can understand. Please respond to each call and conduct every investigation as if it were for one of us in this room. There may be other things that are occupying your mind, like what the next question is that you want to ask or what the next call that is holding on the board. You may make 15 traffic stops a day, but the citizen you stop, this may be their first traffic stop. And that first traffic stop may affect the trajectory of their life. You represent the profession. A poor interaction with them may change the entire trajectory of their life. Some of you may be sitting here because of positive interactions you had with law enforcement. Others of you may not have been sitting here today had you had a negative interaction with law enforcement. You owe it to everyone sitting here next to you, everyone in your agency, and everyone in your profession to be the best version of yourself. Also, listen to your coworkers. Sometimes they will be reaching out for help. If you aren't listening, you will miss it, and with it, the opportunity to help a brother or sister. Once you cross the stage, receive your badge, and take your oath, you will have authority, and you can exercise it. But with great power comes great responsibility. Live your life and serve your community, continuing to make the Arizona Department of Public Safety and every single one of us in this room proud. And last but not least, to quote one of your recruit training troopers, whom I respect very much, and just learned this week that this is his last class after being a recruit training trooper since class 500. Don't thank me, thank DPS. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Altman. Colonel Silbert was appointed Director of the Department of Public Safety in March of 2020. Prior to being named the director, he spent the previous 5 years serving as the Deputy Director for the department. His first 22 years of his law enforcement career were spent in service with the Phoenix Police Department on a journey of many assignments, beginning as a patrol officer in the South Mountain Precinct and continuing over the years, rising from patrol officer to detective, sergeant, and lieutenant before retiring from the Phoenix Police Department at the end of 2010. He then served with the Mesa Police Department as a commander, assistant chief of police for the Operations Bureau, and then executive officer of the department. Director Silbert holds a bachelor's degree in education and a master's degree in public administration from Arizona State University. He's a graduate of the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, the FBI National Academy, and the Police Executive Leadership Institute. Please welcome Colonel Silbert.
first times I've had to adjust the mic for someone. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's a momentous day for our recruits and for the families as well. When I speak to you today, my talk is normally directed toward the recruits, though I will look out at all of you. My talk is to the recruits. When we have our executive staff sessions or our discussions, I'll sometimes say, hey, I decided what I want to talk about at Academy graduation. And I think sometimes the executive staff shudders because they wonder what the catalyst to what I'm going to talk about was. It's somewhat unpredictable. What brought this to mind was standing in the line at a truck stop waiting for the restroom. And I was on Interstate 8, and they were cleaning the restroom, and the line got longer and longer and longer. And for any of you who have driven on a long drive across the freeway, you know, sometimes people get pretty desperate. You could see some desperation in people's eyes. So the cleaning's continuing, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I think I can make a decision here. And I walk into the restroom and see the young lady cleaning the restroom. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, do you think we could get this line of people in just real briefly and then leave and go back? And I understood the challenge it would create for her. And she goes, no. I said, yes, ma'am. So I walked back out, and that line got longer and longer. And I could almost hear by the cadence of her work, it got slower after I had gone in to ask. And I thought about that for a minute as I contemplated what other avenues I may have to alleviate this problem. And what I thought about was how much power she had at that moment. And a short time later, a young lady walked out from behind the counter and came up and checked the ladies' room and said, you can all go in here. And thus this platoon of men went into the ladies' room. We came out. She was still in the men's room cleaning. And I thought about this, and I thought about how does this apply to our troopers. And what I want to talk to you about today is power, discretion, and decision-making. One of the most difficult challenges you're going to have for the rest of your career is going to be what decision to make in certain situations and what discretion you use. The great philosopher Chris Rock once said, you can drive a car with your feet if you want to, but that don't make it a good idea. The point in that is, there's decisions you're going to be able to make in life, both here at work and in your personal life. There's a multitude and plethora of decisions that you can make in given situations. The question is, what is the decision that you'll make in that situation? There might be a decision about something that says, hey, that'll temporarily feel good. But what are the ramifications of that decision and what discretion that you use that's going to impact you down the line? Decision making is one of the greatest challenges you'll face in addition to the discretion you use. There's different types of decision making. We deal with this at the executive staff, and all of us dealt with it our first years on the road and throughout our careers. There's times that you have time to make a decision. There's times we'll sit in a room and have a real serious situation that we're dealing with, and we think we know the answer and we have it down and we have every formula for that problem, and we leave the office and it's 7 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. 2 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, I wake up thinking, there's no way that's the right decision. I'm going to go a different direction. Phone calls are made, discussions are had, and everybody says, yeah, you know, sleeping on it gave us a different perspective. And Colin Powell talked about that in his book, It Worked for Me. about sleeping on a problem because it'll probably look different in the morning. Sleeping on a situation, maybe when you're upset or you're angry, may give you a different look in the morning. The problem in our profession is we don't always get that time. And part of the decision-making process is knowing when you have time and knowing when you don't have time. And then the process is, in some of the exigent circumstances you'll face, is how fast you can process through the information you have before you and make a good decision that has a positive outcome. In our profession, often the best decisions don't necessarily have great outcomes. If you gave somebody a dollar who had no money at all, and they went out and they bought a lottery ticket, and they hit the number, did they make the right decision with that dollar? Some would say, yeah, they did. Obviously, they hit the number. Then some in a more pragmatic formula might say, no, they didn't. They should have used that money to get food or do something else. The point is, we make some great plans that don't always have great outcomes. The key for you is to make sure when you're using your discretion that you're using the best discretion possible. Just because you have power doesn't mean you always have to exert power. One of the things I'm proudest of about this agency and the employees, both the state troopers and the professional staff, are the emails, letters, calls that I receive about how professional and courteous people are who work at this agency. There's not even a comparison to the complaints that we get. There's so few compared to the compliments we receive. And that's about you, and that's about your training, and that's about this staff here at the academy, and it's about a philosophy. You went through a tougher academy than any other academy in the state. I won't get into the specifics of it, but about 45 minutes ago, I was reminded as to why our academy is so much more difficult than every other academy in the state. For those of you family members out there, when your recruit came home and told you about their tough day, they weren't exaggerating. If you talk to a recruit from another agency, they would not be able to tell you the same stories as the recruits from this agency. It is a hard, tough, stress, 30-week academy that has only gotten longer by regulations from the state. But what do we get out of that? We've provided preparation, and that's what we owe you is preparation. And therefore, when one of our state troopers hits the road, the first time they're yelled at, the first time they're screamed at, the first time they're in a very serious physical confrontation, and the first time they have to de-escalate a situation that's extremely volatile back down to a calm situation, isn't the very first day they got inside one of our silver and black state trooper cars. This staff here at the academy has already put them through that. There's a mindset. I can tell you as I stood there, as all of you walked by, you look different. Your level of physical conditioning is different. Your mindset is different. The seriousness with which you face the job is different. And I make no apologies for that. I make no apologies that our academy is different than any other academy in the state with regard to what we put our recruits through. Because this is the result. So again, I would say to you, power, decision-making, discretion. Just because you have power, use the discretion to know where, when, and how to use it. Lastly, when you walked in today, you sang a cadence, and there were two important numbers in that cadence, 90 and 30. 90 years this agency has existed. Therefore, you owe this agency nothing but your very best every day. to give anything less would dishonor the other number. And that's the 30 who gave their lives to wear that same star that you're about to wear today. What you have accomplished is no small feat. All of you should be honored. For those of you laterals in the class, and it is an honor to now have you as a part of us. I thank you for making the decision to be here. Most of all, I thank you for having the intestinal fortitude and the courage to make it through the academy and to reach your goal today. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Sobert. The staff members entrusted with Class 547 are state troopers, but they are more than that. They are role models, teachers, counselors, mentors, and among the most dedicated and conscientious, hardworking individuals in the department. The graduates of Class 547 will remember their training staff for the rest of their lives, and they will forever be changed by this relationship. Leading Class 547 every step of the way was Sergeant Ken Norton. A 19-year veteran of law enforcement, Sergeant Norton lateraled to the Arizona Department of Public Safety in May of 2004 after serving 3 years with the Miami Police Department. Sergeant Norton was assigned to the Highway Patrol Division Roosevelt Squad in District 11, where he worked for 9 years with the support of his wonderful wife, Amber. In 2013, he was assigned as a temporary recruit training officer for Class 470 at the Arizona Law Enforcement Academy. Sergeant Norton was kept on as a staff member for an additional 9 classes. He's graduated over 400 recruits from numerous law enforcement agencies throughout Arizona. In 2017, Sergeant Norton was awarded the Trooper of the Year for the Agency Support Division, and he has received a Director's Citation for Professional Excellence. He was promoted to Sergeant in October of 2017. Please welcome the Class Sergeant for 547, Sergeant Ken Norton.
Good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to thank all the staff and members of Living Word Bible Church for allowing us to use their beautiful facility. I would also like to thank all the department heads who made their time in their busy schedules to be here today. Thank you so much. On April 12, 2021, 31 individuals for Arizona Department of Public Safety began their law enforcement career as members of Class 547. Our task was to provide these recruits with the basic police training necessary to get them prepared for their next phase of training. During the first day of the academy, making each recruit feel welcome as they ran through our parking lot gauntlet of troopers, sergeants, and their staff, I asked them to individually stand up, introduce themselves, and give their reason for seeking a career in law enforcement. Although the reasons varied, they did have 2 common themes. They all wanted to make a difference, and they all wanted to serve others. I expressed to them that we take this training very seriously at the academy, and the road would not be easy. The training is designed to be stressful to ensure their success in the field. From the first day of the academy, I told these recruits that they would be tested mentally, emotionally, and physically. In addition, I told these recruits they would only get what they earned. This was their reminder to remember who they were and what they were working towards. Because at the State Trooper Academy, we only accept those who are willing to give all. The 21 new troopers sitting before you did not quit. To the family and friends of the graduates of Class 547, no matter the stories you heard about us, we are truly care for those entrusted to us. We had our moments over the last couple of months, and each one of these new troopers will surely share their memories of the first day parking lot. The visit to the dog park where blood and sweat was left on the field. The friendships that will never be broken, the puking, the laughing, the never-ending scenarios. I want to thank you for your support of these troopers. Without your support, I'm sure their journey would have been much harder. Class 547. You have learned what it means to be noble, have resilience, and hope, and how to develop practical wisdom. You have learned how health and wellness are just as important. You learned that effective citizen contact involves courtesy, professionalism, and respect. You have truly lived up to my expectations and those of the Academy staff. You have enlisted into the world's largest fraternity. You are another now brothers in this profession. Regarding your uniform, I ask that you maintain this standard every day, that by doing so, you will pay honor to those who have gone before you, set the standard for those around you, and lead by example. Remember who you are and what you represent. Be proud, but remain humble. I challenge each member of Class 547 to earn the right to wear the badge every day. I thank each of you for your enthusiasm, dedication, and perseverance. We as staff have enjoyed every facet of your training. I ask that you adhere to your principles, include your family and friends, and lean on them in difficult times. You will need them. You are the future of law enforcement. Individually and as a class, you had great cohesion and personality, and I will never forget the months I spent with you, especially the first day peanut butter breakfast, Keating's ability to account, second day to look on Quintero's face realizing he was late, the taser partners Hernandez and Bailon, that was a good one, and I cannot forget the brick squad. Thank you for keeping it safe. Thank you for all the great memories. I am honored and proud to be called your class sergeant. Congratulations, Class 547, you earned it. At this time, I would like to recognize the recruit training troopers for Class 547. We have worked very closely over the past 30 weeks. I saw firsthand how much they have sacrificed to ensure the success of our class. They have been mentors and role models for the new troopers, and they have helped me ensure that we provide the best training possible. I could not have done this without them. Would the RTTs from Class 547 please join me on stage? I would like to introduce them to you from left to right. Trooper Steve Dykeman. Clapping is allowed. Trooper Jim Fleming. Trooper Norm Hub. And Trooper Robert Durango. On behalf of the class and myself, I would like to thank you for your efforts, assistance, and dedication. I'd also like to thank Sergeant Jason Christie and Captain Brandon Powell for their hard work and dedication to Class 547. I could not have done this without you. Now I have the honor of introducing the class speaker, representing Class 547, Trooper Ochoa.
Good afternoon, friends, family, and colleagues. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Class 547. Class 547, for those of us who can remember the number, started with 31 recruits, and with us now have 21, along with our 7 laterals. We arrived with an eagerness to learn and a willingness to succeed at the academy. However, we all quickly realized that we had our work cut out for us, and that these next few months would test how much determination we really had. For some of us, a simple traffic cone was enough to make us change our minds. But for the rest of us, we knew what we had signed up for. Our first week was physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausting. It was a shocking preview of what our next several months would look like, an introduction to what was expected of us. We learned how important it was to manage our time, and that there was no room for excuses here. I think I speak for all of us when I say that stencil shirts and 4-minute drills will give us nightmares for years to come. We also became very familiar with the beautiful South Mountain that sat conveniently right behind the academy. Recruits used the mountain to pay off their debts when they were being disciplined. I want to take this moment to thank Keating for accompanying me on well over 10 of those 5 a.m. trail runs. That has to be some kind of record. Every day for the last 30 weeks, we have walked into the same tan classroom, looked at the large black printed letters in the front of the classroom that read State Trooper Academy, and heard Trooper Dykeman say the words, "Granted, we make it that far." Through the weeks, we made study groups, joined carpools, and started to get to know who our peers were. We started to realize we were part of something bigger and that we were not in it alone. Each day that passed came one new person that we got to know better. I learned that even though we were all here to serve the same purpose, we each had our own motivation for wanting to be here. Welsh is here to leave a legacy for his son. Zacharias, Mon, and Slaughter have family in law enforcement and are following in their parents' footsteps. We even have a lifeguard that decided he wanted to become a police officer. Every person in this class had a motivation before coming here. And today, that motivation becomes our purpose. Time flies in the academy. The days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. And before you know it, our first significant milestone had arrived. Finally, the long-awaited OC day was here, or pepper spray, as others call it. It was a day to remember. Looking around, I have never seen Trooper Durango with a bigger smile. Looking around the classroom, I saw the worried faces. We were briefed on what was about to happen, but the anticipation was deafening. As we marched over to the grassy field, I could see everyone trying to jump to the front of the line. I remember thinking to myself, they all know this will hurt, but they still volunteer to go first. And that's what courage is. The ability to do something even though you're frightened. Those here today are joining to help our communities. Help those who possibly are having the worst day of their lives. Run towards the problem, not away from it. In some cases, we will be helping someone who's never interacted with law enforcement before. I hope that every interaction will reflect our motto of courteous vigilance. Today, we celebrate the addition of new brothers and sisters into the DPS family. Class 547, we arrived as individuals, but we are leaving as a unit. I look at each and every one of you and know that you have my back, just as I have yours. Staff, thank you for all the hard work you put into making us ready for the real world, whatever it may throw at us. Class, I look forward to seeing what great strides you make in your career. Let me be the first to say, congratulations.
Thank you, Trooper Ochoa. I would now like to introduce Captain Brandon Powell. Captain Powell is the ranking DPS commander and one of 2 command level officers assigned to the Academy in support of the Academy commander. Captain Powell is executive officer for Class 547, overseeing all aspects of the training program for this class, culminating with today's ceremony. Captain Powell will reveal the awards presented to the individual leaders within the class and introduce the class video. Please welcome Captain Brandon Powell.
Thank you, Major Beck. Good afternoon. Every individual in Class 547 has worked hard to achieve their goal of becoming peace officers. I would, however, like to take the opportunity to recognize a few individuals who have demonstrated exceptional performance within 5 categories during their time in the Academy. The first award is in the area of academics. Throughout the Academy, the students experienced over 1,100 hours of training to include 49 tests and an overall comprehensive final exam. The award for the top recruit in the area of academics is presented to the student with the highest academic average. With an overall average score of 94.66, congratulations to Jonathan Welsh. The next award is for firearms. This award is presented to the student with the highest combined score from 2 day and 2 night qualifications. With an overall score of 248 out of a possible 250 points, congratulations to Jerry Ochoa Galindo. Next is the award for top recruit in the area of physical fitness. This is presented to the student with the highest physical fitness scores throughout their academy training. With an overall percentage of 92.52, congratulations to Brandon Vela. The award for top overall recruit is presented to the recruit who has demonstrated the most versatility in the areas of firearms, physical fitness, and academics. With an overall percentage of 94.66, congratulations to Edward Kwan. The final category is for exemplary recruit. This recognition is given to an individual chosen by the rest of their class. The class voted by secret ballot for the recruit they believe represents the spirit of the class through leadership, humility, integrity, and determination. The result of their vote remains secret until this moment. The exemplary recruit award goes to William Gilly. Please join me in congratulating all the award winners as they return to their seats. The recruits in Class 547 have completed some of the most impactful training of their career. Their experiences at the Academy will last a lifetime. They have been pushed mentally, physically, and academically. They have experienced varying levels of adversity and have demonstrated proficiency in the areas that will serve them well in their new roles in their respective communities. You have likely seen this transformation into the complex world of policing and public service take place. Many of you have shared in the joys, frustrations, and challenges of your loved ones, but you haven't quite experienced the day-to-day Academy life. The staff of Class 547 would like to share some of these moments with you in a class video. We hope you enjoy.
Set. Okay. Hook. Over. Mark. Left. 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 Let's go! Everybody hurry up! Bring it up! Come on up, right there, hurry up! Left to right! Left to right! Left to right! Two columns! Two columns! Last one! You made it before! You made it before! And you're the last one? Why are you smiling at me? Why don't you stand? Look straight ahead! Put your freaking hands in front of you like that! Look straight ahead! J. Cruz! Sir, no, sir! You're not looking around! You're looking straight ahead! Straighten up your car! Yes, sir! Tuck your shirt in! Don't even look around. We're gonna get you an academy tour later. You are looking straight ahead at the nasty head in front of you. Hey, who are you dressed up, huh? Who are you supposed to be shoulder to shoulder? Sir, yes, sir! Quick, son! Quick, son! Come on! "20 seconds to breathe. We're going back up the hill to meet with Sergeant Christie and Captain Powell. Because I can tell you right now, you're daggone lucky they're not down here. I'm sure they hear us, but you're lucky they're not here. They just might have some of you climbing a daggone cactus." Class, form it up in twos. Go back down the street. Tell me what the name of the restaurant is. Form it up. Let's go. It's a fresh dream. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but we'll develop calluses over time, and it'll be just like wearing a pair of gloves. Down and up. Down. It's a fresh dream.
Shepherd going. Skilled workout. Sergeant Horn.
Understand that? Yes, do we? We're out right there. Yes, sir. No, you don't. There you go. Congratulations, 963. Yes, sir. Congratulations. 963, Adam. That's what that is. Get it up high.
Just when I want to go down.
Date of birth is 1/2/92.
Fort Frank, copy rolling 1028, heading eastbound US 60, milepost 174.
I'm just gonna let you off with the warning, all right, sir?
Okay.
Just try to keep going out the posted speed limit. You know, there's a lot of guys that are speeding, and you know, there's a lot of collisions out there.
Okay.
You know, just be safe out there. You know, but yeah, I'm just gonna give you a warning, no citation today.
Okay.
So you have a nice day today, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, close your eyes, hold your breath. Blink, blink, blink. Shield, shield, shield. Close your eyes, hold your breath. Blink, blink, blink. Shield, shield, shield.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? Not too bad. A little bit, sir. Serious, sir. A little bit, sir.
Close your eyes, hold your breath. Blink, blink, blink. Shield, shield, shield.
Get back!
Shield.
Get back! Get off the gun!
Don't hit my instructor.
Drop your gun! Drop your gun!
Who is it?
Drop the bear, Bella! Drop the bear! Put your hands up! Turn around!
Okay. Put your hand down. Get on the floor like a tabletop.
Where's he at?
Can't open my eyes, sir.
Force your eyes open. That's what you got another hand for. Settle your feet. Happy feet.
Where are you gonna point it? There you go. What you got? Put the bat down.
Who is that?
It's Bella. Bella, put the bat down. Get on your knees.
Did you not learn a valuable lesson just yesterday?
Sir, yes, sir.
I mean, I know he was sweating bullets. He went all the way back home to Eloy, which is practically halfway across Arizona to get his weapon. And then the very next day, you come without a weapon.
Dropped my burrito last night and I couldn't eat it, and I'm still heartbroken about that.
A little bit of squealing is all right. On the tires, that tells you, that's called incipient skid. It tells you it's on the last leg of its grip.
See, it's over. 5 seconds.
Good.
Thank you, Captain Powell, and congratulations to each member of Class 547 who distinguished themselves as a leader among leaders. Some of our graduates are related to current or retired members of the law enforcement community and have elected to have their badge presented by their law enforcement family member. All other badges will be presented by Colonel Silbert. There are 9 of you who have been pre-identified to assist with the badge presentations. At this time, please move to the left side of the stage. This is not the badge pinning. Family members will assist with the pinning of the badge later in the ceremony. On day 1 of the academy staff tells the class that they will not simply be handed a badge. A badge must be earned. The department's badge is a continuing legacy that spans history from this moment back to 1931, when the first 14 officers donned an Arizona Highway Patrol badge. I will now ask Colonel Silbert and the recruit training troopers to come to the stage for the presentation of the badges. As we are celebrating today, we encourage you to make some noise as names of your loved ones are called. Squad 1, please rise. The first badge is presented to William Gilly. Keanu Zacharias. His badge will be presented by his father, Arturo Zacharias of the Department of Liquor. Javier Ali Hernandez, whose badge will be presented by his brother, Trooper Alan Hernandez. Andres Miguel Rivera Chavez. Isau Quintero Ramos. Richard Grant, whose brother Brandon Griffith, who is retired from the Buckeye Police Department, will assist with the badge presentation. Squad 2, please rise. The next badge is presented to Edward Kwan. Quentin Miles Ernest Slaughter. His badge will be presented by his grandfather, retired DPS Trooper Ernie Hernandez, and mother Diana De La Rosa of the Gila River Police Department. Carlos Bailon. Brian Ochoa. Brandon H. Vella. Squad 3, please rise. The next badge is presented to Jonathan Allen Welsh. Joshua Robert Keating. Jose Jesus Diaz Barriga III. Casey Robert Mon, whose father, Michael Mon, retired from the New York State Police, will assist with the presentation. Zachary During. Squad 4, please rise. The next badge is presented to Thomas Pistone. Jacob M. Harries. Daniel Ballesteros. Jerry Ochoa Galindo, whose brothers, Manuel Ochoa Galindo of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and Cesar Ochoa Galindo of the U.S. Marshal Service, will assist with the badge presentations. Isaiah Brandon Havatone, whose grandfather, Charles Chamberlain of the Hualapai Tribal Police Department, will assist with the badge presentation. Squad 5, please rise. Squad 5 is distinct in that all of its members joined Class 547 during week 20 of the 30-week program, as they were certified police officers before joining the department. The next badge is presented to Matthew Theobald. Valentin Salazar. Joshua Thiefalt. Nicholas Ruby. Jeff McCarley. Edgar Ulrich III. And Jacqueline Valor. Thank you, Colonel. The one remaining badge on display is fitted with a shroud in remembrance of the 30 department troopers who have fallen in the line of duty. There is a long-standing tradition in the police community involving the pinning of the badge. I will ask Captain Powell to come forward to direct the pinning of the badge.
The new trooper has selected someone of significance to pin their badge on their uniform for the very first time. Someone who has been with them through the ups and downs of life, and someone who will be there now and throughout this challenging career. The badge pinning process will be completed by squad designation. If you are pinning the badge on for your loved one, hopefully the appropriate squad number has been communicated to you. There will be time and opportunity to take additional photos after the ceremony. Squad 1, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family members to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 1, post. Squad 2, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family members to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 2, post. Squad 3, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family members to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 3, post. Squad 4, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite selected family members to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 4, post. Squad 5, please rise. Post. This time, I would like to invite selected family members to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 5, post.
the final step in the journey from citizen to trooper is the administration of the oath of office. Colonel Silbert is already at the front of the stage. The certifying body for the Peace Officer Authority in the state of Arizona, the Arizona Peace Officers Standards and Training Board, has provided the oath of office, which Colonel Silbert now holds. Colonel Silbert, at your pleasure, please administer the oath of office to Class 547.
The oath of office represents a trust between society and the peace officer. The oath of office for peace officers is the binding representation of this trust. A trust that is a dedication to our policing profession, our fellow police officers, your agency, and most importantly, the citizens you serve. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, William Aaron Gilly. I, Keanu Uriah Zacharias. I, Javier Hernandez. I, Andres Miguel Rivera Chavez. I, Richard Lee Gray. I, Saul Quintero Ramos. I, Edward Juan. I, Quinton Miles Ernesto Slaughter. I, Carlos Alberto Belon. I, Brian Ochoa. I, Brandon Henry Vela. I, Edgar Ulrich. I, Jonathan Allen Will. I, Joshua Robert Keating. I, Jose Jesus Gil Barriga III. I, Casey Robert Vaughn. I, Zachary Charles Dury.
I, Jacqueline Valor.
I, Thomas Antonio. I, Jacob Marshall Harry. I, Daniel Adrian Ballesteros. I, Jerry Todd Galindo. I, Isaiah Brandon Haviton. I, Anthony Theobald. I, Joaquin Salazar. I, Joshua People. I, Nicholas Ruby. I, Jeffrey McCarley.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of peace officer
discharge the duties of peace officer
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Arizona's newest state troopers. We would like to thank Pastor Jeff Zubik, Dr. Dion Arsenault, the Living Word Bible Church, and their staff, who have graciously worked with us and made everything come together so perfectly during the days of planning and practice leading up to today's ceremony. We would also like to thank the many dedicated members of the department who have worked tirelessly in getting these new troopers to this point in their training and careers. To the friends and family members of these new troopers, we thank you for the support you provided them, which has allowed them to succeed in reaching this milestone. Please rise for the retrieval of the colors.
Stand by. Trooper. Eleanor. And all you personnel. Out and up.
Sergeant Norton, please come forward to retire the guidon and dismiss your class for the final time.
Class 547, dismissed. Class!
Courageous vision is no question. Protecting the community is our mission. Keynote readiness is a given. We stand tall, class 547.